What if I told you that the biggest difference between successful people and everyone else isn't talent, intelligence, or luck? It's clarity. Most people go through life saying things like, I want to be successful. I want more money. I want to get fit. I want a better life. But here's the problem. Those aren't goals. They're wishes. And your brain treats wishes very differently from goals. Psychologists have discovered that when goals are vague, the brain struggles to take action. It doesn't know where to focus, what decisions to make, or how to measure progress. But when goals become clear, specific, and meaningful, something incredible happens. Your attention sharpens, your motivation increases, and opportunities that were always around you suddenly become visible. Today, we're diving into the fascinating psychology behind goal setting and why clear goals can completely transform your future. Let's begin. Imagine you're driving across the country. You get in your car, start the engine, and begin driving. But you have no destination, no map, no address, no direction. How long would it take to get where you want to go? The answer is simple. You can't arrive somewhere if you don't know where you're going. Yet this is exactly how many people approach life. They work hard, stay busy, remain occupied, but they're not moving toward anything specific. Psychologists call this directionless effort. Being busy feels productive, but productivity without direction often leads nowhere. Research consistently shows that people with clearly defined goals outperform people with vague intentions, not because they're smarter, but because goals give the brain a target. Think about a magnifying glass. When sunlight is scattered, nothing happens. When it's focused, it can start a fire. Your attention works the same way. Clear goals focus your mental energy. Vague goals scatter it. This is why so many New Year's resolutions fail. People say, I want to exercise more. I want to save money. I want to learn something new. But these statements lack clarity. The brain doesn't know what action to take next. And when action isn't clear, procrastination takes over. Here's where psychology becomes fascinating. Inside your brain is a network called the reticular activating system, often abbreviated as the RAS. Think of it as your brain's filtering system. Every second, millions of pieces of information compete for your attention. Your brain can't process everything, so it filters information based on what's important to you. Have you ever noticed that after deciding to buy a particular car, you suddenly see that car everywhere? The cars were always there. Your brain simply started noticing them. Goals work the same way. When you define a clear objective, your brain begins searching for opportunities, resources, and information connected to that goal. Suddenly, you notice useful books. You meet helpful people. You discover opportunities. You see solutions. Not because the world changed, because your focus changed. Clear goals program your attention, and attention shapes reality. This is one reason successful people seem to find opportunities. Often, they're simply better at recognizing them. Many people believe motivation comes before action. Psychology suggests the opposite. Action often creates motivation. One reason clear goals are powerful is because they create visible progress. And the human brain loves progress. When you complete a meaningful step toward a goal, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine is often called the motivation chemical. But here's something many people misunderstand. Dopamine isn't only released when you achieve a goal. It's released when you move toward one. That's why checking off tasks feels satisfying. That's why tracking progress works. That's why small wins matter. Every step forward sends a signal to the brain. Keep going. The clearer the goal, the easier it becomes to recognize progress. And the easier it is to recognize progress, the more motivated you feel. Success creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. Motivation creates more action. It's a powerful cycle, but it starts with a clear destination. Let's talk about one of the simplest and most powerful habits in psychology: writing goals down. Many people keep goals in their heads. Successful people often put them on paper. Why? Because writing transforms an idea into a commitment. Studies have repeatedly found that people who write down their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them. Writing forces clarity, it forces specificity, and it forces accountability. Instead of saying, "I want to make more money," you write, "I want to earn an additional $500 per month by December." Now the goal becomes measurable. Your brain knows what success looks like. You can track progress. You can adjust your strategy. You can stay focused. A written goal acts like a compass. Whenever distractions appear, you can return to your direction. And in today's world, distractions are everywhere. Clarity is becoming a superpower. Here's a mistake many ambitious people make. They try to achieve everything at once. Learn a new language, start a business, get fit, read more books, build more books, master a skill, all at the same time. The result? Overwhelm. Psychologists refer to this as cognitive overload. Your mental resources are limited. Every goal requires attention, energy, and decision-making. When attention is divided among too many priorities, progress slows everywhere. Successful people understand the power of focus. They don't necessarily do more, they focus more. Instead of chasing 10 goals, they concentrate on 1 or 2 that matter most. And because their attention is focused, their results accelerate. Remember, you can do anything, but not everything at once. Focus creates power. So, how do you create goals your brain can actually follow? Start with these questions. What exactly do I want? Why does it matter? How will I measure success? What action can I take today? Notice the last question. Not next year, not next month, today. Because goals become reality through action, not intention, not wishing, not dreaming. Action. The most effective goals are specific, measurable, meaningful, challenging, and connected to a larger purpose. When your goals have emotional meaning, persistence becomes easier. You stop relying on motivation and start relying on commitment. At the end of the day, your future is shaped by what you consistently move toward. Your brain is an incredible tool, but it needs direction. Clear goals provide that direction. They focus your attention, increase motivation, guide your decisions, and help you recognize opportunities that others miss. So here's a challenge. Take 5 minutes today. Write down one goal. Make it specific, make it measurable, make it meaningful. Then take one small step toward it. Because success rarely happens in a single moment. It happens through thousands of small actions, guided by a clear destination. And that destination begins with a goal. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the Knowledge Studio for more insights into psychology, success, self-improvement, and the science of human potential. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep moving toward your goals.